Hey there, nation, and welcome to the show where we help you to play miniatures wargaming on a budget. It is I, Commander Cheapskate, and we're back with an episode of Hobbyside. And on today's episode, we are showcasing some more of the terrain, wonderful Necromunda terrain that our resident terrain wizard Iron Major has made up for our Necromunda battle reports. As you can see here, we have 5 beautifully constructed biodomes. They look so fantastic and amazing. We could use this in our games of Necromunda for both in the Underhive, in the bad zones. We could also use them in settlements, and we could also use them in the ash waste as well. So in this video, we're going to showcase Iron Major's latest terrain creations. I mean, just look at that detail, for example. We're going to talk about exactly how he made these as well, and showcase the different features of these terrain pieces. With that being said, let's get this video on a roll. All right, so let's go out and talk about exactly how these biodomes were made. Now, for 4 of these biodomes, which are these ones here, as well as these 2 here, they're pretty much constructed exactly the same way. This one's a little bit different, so I'll save that one for later. But basically for all 4 of these, they pretty much have the same similar construction styles, so let's go and talk about these ones real quick. So let's go and talk about this one specifically. So first of all, let's talk about the base real quick. So the base is actually made from cheap linoleum squares that you can buy at any hardware store. I think Iron Major said he spent like $1 a piece for each of those squares, and basically what he did is he kind of cut out the shape that he wanted to for the base. And the reason why he did that is because when you peel off the back of the linoleum tile, there's actually some adhesive on the back, and that's what he used to create the structure to put these on here. And what he decided to do is he took some insulation foam and he sculpted it to the size and shape that he wanted to create the entirety of the base. And then of course from there what he decided to do is also to decorate it. Pretty much covered it with wood and sand and wood glue combination, and he also used Mod Podge to put the texturing on it. Now the dome itself actually is a Christmas ornament that he got from the dollar store, is what he basically got from. The dollar store had a bunch of these Christmas ornaments that looks kind of like this one. They look like this, very large plastic bulbs. And what he did is he basically cut them in half is what he did in order to break them in half, so that way he had these multiple biodomes that he had created here. And that's how he created the dome actually. Now the inside, of course, as you can see real inside, he decorated that with some flocking as well as some more sand and bases, as well as some rocks that he got from outside, for example. And then the plants that are inside of these, really brightly colored plants, these are actually from aquarium plants that you'd use for aquariums. And he bought these off of Amazon. He found the cheapest bundle you could find to make it look like it's alien type of sci-fi type terrain, and it looks absolutely fantastic the way he did that. And of course he used Mod Podge and stuff like that in order to seal the texturing on the inside of it, is what he did. And then from there he put the dome on top of it and then hot glued it down. Now if you're wondering how he did this rim here that you see here for the biodome itself, it's actually fun foam that he cut into really thin strips and he glued it to the base as well. And then the little rivets that you see are actually really cheap peel and stick charm like jewelry that like kids use for like cell phones and stuff to decorate their cell phones. That's what he got. He got that, I think he said, at Hobby Lobby. He said he kind of peeled it off and just kind of stuck it on there to make the different rivets, and of course he just kind of painted it up that way as well. Now as for the cap itself, the cap is actually from a egg white carton, and same thing with the little lid that goes on top of it as well, because when you open up the egg cartons you have like a little plastic seal on the inside. He took that seal, cut the little tab off of it, and glued it directly onto the cap. And then what he decided to do is put a piece of little cardboard on top to make it look like a hinge. And as for the actual wheel that you have there, the handle for it, it's once again like snaps that you get for like Western style shirts. You got a bunch of those snaps from a local sewing store. I think it was Joann's is where he got it from. And he just got it hot glued on there and he painted it up as well. And of course he just painted it and weathered it, made it look awesome. And then on the outside of the plastic containers that you see here, what he basically did is he covered it with like some dirty washes of some like browns and black washes, for example, and then used like some grays in order to create this kind of dusty, musty, kind of faded look for the outside of each of the containers. And that's pretty much how he went about doing that for every single one of these. And as you can see, they look absolutely fantastic with the different effects for all of the different biodomes that he had. So that part was absolutely amazing. So for this one here in the middle, this one's actually the most unique looking one. This one is actually one of these Christmas bulbs you see here, but he kept the entire thing contained, as what he decided to do. And he actually managed to take off the part of the hook, where this is the entrance here that you see here that actually goes inside, which looks really awesome as well, as you can see. And basically what he did is he took that part off and he glued a spice container, like from a McCormick bottle of spices, for example. That's how come the lid, as well as the thing kind of snaps open. He just kind of glued that directly into place. And then from there, he also kind of built in a little piece of cardboard with some cross stitch screening to make the little walkway there, and they made this little ladder out of popsicle sticks as well. The base is exactly the same way the other ones did with linoleum tile, and then of course he put the styrofoam on the base of that. At the same time, he also put in another aquarium style plant in there as well, as you can see right here. Let's see if I can find it a little bit easier for you guys. So you can see he made a little aquarium plant and decorated the bases on the inside, and then finally put the lid on top as well. He has like some other food caps for food containers decorated throughout to make these like cool looking exterior access points. Like for this sample, for example, this one here, this large dial here, if you look at this huge dial here, that's actually from a 6-pack of beers, what that's from. A lot of beer companies, especially craft beers, they have like these black plastic pieces to keep everything together so that way it's easier to recycle. So Iron Major used that to make that cap, and this one here is from a squeeze, like a baby food squeeze pouch that he got from one of his granddaughters' squeeze pouches that he uses, and he used that to glue there on the top there to act as a little gain entry point there as well. And then of course he painted up the entire thing with wood, with regular craft paint. Used Mod Podge in order to seal it as well, and then did a really cool nasty wash, what we like to call it nasty washes, which is using black watered down paint, brown paint, his own homemade brown and black washes and gray washes to kind of make the exterior as well. And that's how I went about making up this huge one as well, which looks absolutely fantastic. So there you guys go. This is exactly how Iron Major made these beautiful biodomes for our games of Necromunda and for our battle reports. They look absolutely fantastic. And the nice thing about these biodomes is that they're also multi-purpose too. We could use them for Necromunda. You could use them for Fallout if you want to play for Fallout, for example. What I love about these is that we could use them in any setting in Necromunda. We could use them in the Underhive. We could use them in the bad zones, as well as the Ash Wastes. I mean, it looks absolutely fantastic. We could also use it for settlements, for Outlander campaigns, to represent like, you know, crops that people are growing, for example. We can do all kinds of really cool things with these plants. They look absolutely fantastic as well, and we can't wait to start using these in our battle reports. So there you guys have it. That's good for this video. As always, please feel free to like, comment, and or subscribe. Your guys' input is invaluable to us as always. Also, check us out on Facebook, Instagram, as well as blogger.com for all the latest greatest hobby news related to this channel. That's good for this one, you guys. We'll catch you guys next one. Peace out and stay classy.